this is Nancy at Notions. We have another vendor that has been at our Notions Commotions 2019 event. Again, that is an event that is for retailers to be trained by the vendors. And this is Jennifer from Crafter's Companion.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. So she's been on videos with us before. Lots of times we're doing things with the Gemini, so that might be a name that you know. Spectrum Noir is actually also Crafter's Companion. So you guys have more than just, I mean, your Crafter's Companion
and Spectrum Noir, Threaders. There's lots of brand names that fall under this parent company. So if you're looking for a craft product, I'm sure Crafter's Companion has something for you. But one of the things that they're most well known for is their Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. And this is a new take on alcohol coloring, because so many times we get asked, how do I blend? And it's all about the 3-color blend, but so many people say, but I don't know what color to lay down when. Well, look at this. I've just laid down my lightest color, and then in the exact same pen is the color I need next, the dark, and the medium. It takes all of the guesswork out. So I'm laying down my light color first, then I'm putting down my dark. See that? How it's starting. Now we've got a bit of a contrast there. So let's bring in our medium tone. That's gonna marry everything together. And then look at how it's starting to blend right before your eyes there. You don't need to be a super uber coloring expert to be able to get some of these results. And you also don't need to pay upwards of $8, $9 a pen in order to be able to enjoy alcohol coloring. If you love stamping and coloring, but you're, just not willing to shell out the huge bucks that it sometimes costs to participate in this hobby, this is such a great option for you. This is also great if you ever travel to crops or retreats. You can bring just 24 markers with you or recommend them for classes in your store without having to bring hundreds of pens, because if you just bring the 24 pens, you're still able to do all of this great shading because you're basically getting 3 shades in one. Now take a look at how this is starting to come together. I'm gonna go back over a little bit with my orange. And then I'm gonna finish it with my, again, put down your lightest color first. And then go in with your dark. I'm going to put a little dark on the tip. And then my medium shade. And again, it's all in the one pen. So it's really 3 pens for the price of 1. And now if you want it to all start really coming together, just all the colors play so nicely together. And because it's alcohol, you can keep going over it as many times as you need to get the blend that you really want.
Now, is that special paper that you're doing that on?
Good question. This is Ultra Smooth cardstock, Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth. And what here, I'll put down another one just to show you again. The Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth, it's different than regular cardstock. It's very, very smooth, has a very low tooth, and it's perfect for alcohol coloring. So make sure you're using and stocking Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth so you can get the best results out of your alcohol blend. And you can use it with any alcohol markers, this paper. So if you're doing a flower like this, I would take it petal by petal. So there I put down my lightest shade. Now I'm gonna go with my dark. Right in, and even the stamp kind of tells me where it might be a bit darker. So I can follow along there a little bit. Maybe right at the base it would be darker. And now that looks like, not so good. Now you're gonna go in with your medium. That's what's gonna start to marry everything. And they're designed to match up perfectly, taking all the guesswork out of blending. And then you go back in with your light. And now look at how this is starting to come alive, like looking so lifelike. And if you want it darker even still, just go right back in there. You can go over top of it as many times as you need to. And I want to show you something about the paper. Look at this. This is not an error. This is not a mistake. You can see this one's been totally blended through to the bottom. This one it still needs a bit more absorption and to get all the way through. That's not an error in the paper. You're not doing it wrong. That's the paper working its magic. It's absorbing that alcohol down in so that you can continue to layer it up. If I was using regular cardstock or printer paper, I'd have a hole in my paper by now. It would be so saturated, it would be pilling, or it would be tearing. So see the difference between just the one shade of red, and then when we start to add. And you don't need to be an artist. Just put a little dark wherever you think there might be a shadow. It doesn't have to be perfect. Any dimension is good dimension.
I do think in alcohol market, this whole blending thing, it is kind of scary. It does seem to be natural on natural items, like the butterfly, the flower, and faces, which faces is the one that always kind of scares me. So you took the students through coloring a face today and coloring hair.
Yeah.
And I think that's really awesome, because that, to me, is scary.
Yeah, let's do a little skin tone.
Okay.
So I'm going to use, do I have it? Yeah. I have a fair skin blend here, and all I'm going to do is just lay down on my girl the lightest color. Oh, I just went in with the dark. Okay, that's fine. It's an error, but whatever. I'll just show you, even though it's a dark. I've got a light down there, so I'm just putting down a little bit of dark everywhere I think there might be dark. And right now it looks like, oh gosh, that's too much dark, but that's okay. Now I'm going to go with my medium. This is where it's going to start to blend out. Now, I'm going to go back with my dark, actually, because I want to put a little cheekbone on her. See where the stamp kind of comes in? Let's give her like a nice, like, we all want cheekbones like that, right?
That's what I was thinking. I want some of those.
Yeah, exactly. Now with my mid-tone, I'm going to shade it out a little bit. And you're just going slightly over top of what you've already done. Not all the way, just slightly over top and out a little bit more. And you're still getting a lot of contrast there, but the highlight. And now with that lightest shade going back over top, and this is where the blend really starts to happen.
And just like that,
And just like that,
perfect
yeah, you've
face.
just got that nice blend. Even where I made the mistake there, no big deal. And if you want even more contrast, just go ahead back over it again. Pull your dark out. Just go. And put your dark wherever you think you need a little bit more.
And these three shades are all in one pen. So you pick up one pen and you have all the colors that you need for that petal or that face or the hair or whatever it is that you're coloring.
Yes, let's do a little hair on her next, because let's try like the golden brown, because hair is really intimidating for people. So I'm just doing these short strokes both up and down, and I'm taking it in sections. I'm not coloring her whole hair. I'm doing a section. So I'm preserving that highlight. The stamp even shows me where they think the sun is hitting. So I'm just gonna go up here, down here, kind of preserving that natural highlight right in the middle there. That's my dark. Now with my mid, I'm gonna fill in even more of the gap. And then with my light,
So the progression is light, dark, medium, light.
That's right.
And then you go back to do a little bit more if you want to. So light, dark, medium, light. I can do that.
that's your chant. Light, dark, and then look at how it's highlighted there. Let's
Yeah.
just do this next section too. So with my lightest one, I'm just gonna get a base layer. And the reason why you kind of want that base is because it blends best when it's wet.
Okay.
So I got a bit of light down. Now let's go in with my darker. My mid-tone. Just leaving that light. And then I can just cover up the rest with a light. And then look at how the hair is like sort of naturally now starting to, let's do this section here. So light.
Do the chant. Light,
Yep,
dark,
light, dark, medium,
medium,
light.
and
So dark, medium,
And you're really going kind of fast. I mean, you're getting all this fabulous technique, this fabulous color, and it's not like you're, it's agonizing over it.
No, it's not taking all day. It's not taking it all
Yeah.
day. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. This is an open heart surgery. We're just coloring. Just if you don't like it, color a little bit more. No big deal if it's not perfect. So just get some light down. And I normally like to color in circles, except for with hair. Hair, I like to do these little wisps. I just think it ends up a little more natural. Medium. Just preserving that highlight, and then with the light. And then look at how it's starting to kind of like you've got a little highlight here and a little highlight there.
So just in that much time,
That's
we've got
right.
most of that done. And so I do want to show this one. So this is the completed coloring of one of them, or one of the many ways that could have been completed coloring. So come on over to look at this pile of stuff here. So with this pile of stuff, here is the stamp, the Mother Nature stamp from Crafter's Companion. Here is the Finesse, which is the alcohol-proof dye. That means that you're going to stamp with this, and the alcohol ink is not going to blur it. Then you go over here to the Spectrum Noir. This is the,
This is the premium marker pad.
Premium
so this is going
marker
to allow
pads.
you to have that smooth finish.
And then come up here. We have 2 sets of tri-blend markers.
So these
How's this work?
these are the tri-blends, and this is the storage system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so once
right.
you get the markers home, we've got a nice tray for you to line
put
them
it
up
all
on your
in.
desk because it's so inspiring to keep them out. And we want you to store these horizontally like this so that the ink stays nice and
level.
dispersed. So we're giving you the storage system too.
All right, so this is what Jen taught all of our retailers at the Notions Commotion event. If you're interested in teaching something like this at your store, the PDF is here that you can actually download so that you know what items she's used. So the paper, the stamp, the ink, all of these all of these
Tri-blend,
markers.
yeah.
Thank you. If you're a consumer and you'd like to try this technique that Jen just did, then contact your favorite retailer and say, hey, my favorite retailer, I just saw Jen coloring with tri-blend markers and I've got to try it. Can you get those for me? And they'll be able to contact Notions Marketing and get them.
And I can't wait to see what you make. So tag me if you've been alcohol coloring. Whoever wins, I want to see what you make. And especially if you need any help with techniques or classes, find me on social media. I'm happy to share what I know.
All right, so we'll put her links there so you'll know how to follow Jen on social media. Have a great day.